How's this for a bit of a coincidence? This is a view of my channel page, and we're gonna zoom in here a bit on the number of subscribers, which as of right now is 1911. And what makes that interesting and a coincidence is the fact that the latest acquisition that we have is a 1911. So if you believe in fate and all that kind of stuff, you might say that this was just meant to be. So let's go have a look at this Norinco 1911 A1. Alright, let's have a look at the Norinco 1911 A1 police model, or enhanced model. Here's the safety instruction manual that comes with the pistol, and it's not too bad of a manual. There are some, of course, Chinese to English translations in there, which are not quite on the money, but anyway, not too bad all considered. Their manuals are getting better, and Norinco's doing a better job of those. So that comes with the pistol. Pistol comes in a plastic case of moderate quality. It's got a couple of snaps on the front here, and inside we've got the pistol. Comes with basically a couple of little accessories. Comes with 2 magazines. Comes with a cleaning rod. Comes with a brush, which is very large. Looks more like a shotgun brush than a .45 caliber brush. And of course we have the pistol. And the pistol is in .45 ACP, of course. So we'll take that out of the case and we'll do a safety check. And just break it open here. And you can see the chamber's empty and our magazines are empty. So we'll get this case out of the way and we'll have a closer look at the pistol. So this is an all-steel copy of the 1911, and the steel apparently is 5100 series steel, which is apparently a manganese type of steel, very tough, and the slide and frame are supposed to be forged, which usually leads to a high quality product. The various small controls on the pistol, like the slide release, the safety catch, the grip safety and so forth, those appear to be investment castings, and investment casting produces very durable parts for a moderate amount of money. And this is, speaking of the money, this was $350 brand new delivered, so that's quite a good deal in my opinion for a brand new pistol. And believe me, the Norinco pistols have come along as far as the quality goes. I remember one that my buddy bought 20 odd years ago, and it was quite a bit rougher than this one. This is actually, in my opinion, a pretty good gun. If this cost $500, it'd still be worth it in my opinion as far as the quality goes. They've certainly got a lot better. There's a lot less sharp edges on these than there used to be. There's a few spots where, you know, they could probably use a little more finishing, but basically not a badly put together pistol at all. Nicely blued with kind of a brushed finish, and you know, decent pistol for the money. So let's go over some of the features. Start up front. We've got a front sight that's got a dot in it. That's basically just a painted in dot. It's kind of a yellow color. I might change that out to maybe orange, a little hard to pick up. The sight is dovetailed into the slide, which is a nice feature. The original 1911 style pistols have a staked in sight, which is staked from below. So this is nice. You can replace the front sight if you need to a little easier, and also it's windage adjustable if you drift it. There's also this matted rib on top of the slide, which kind of adds a little, you know, it's kind of a nice little touch, cuts down on glare. The rear sight, you can see what that is. It's, I guess that's kind of a Novak knockoff in a way, a bit smaller. It's relieved at the front to give you a good sight picture. It's got 2 white dots on it. Couple of sharp edges on that. You know, you might want to, if you're going to do a lot of shooting with this pistol, you're doing a lot of clearance drills and stuff, you might want to take some of the edges off that. And that's where, you know, that's where you usually see perhaps some of the shortcomings with the Norinco products, is the fact that they often have a few sharp edges on them. They usually work well, but they need a little they often need a little touch up here and there. We've got the large size slotted slide serrations at the back, kind of angled forward, and there's also a few serrations at the front of the slide, gives you something to grip onto if you're going to actuate the pistol by holding it anywhere near the front. And we've got our caliber designation there, 45 ACP, and you can see the Norinco logo and M1911A1. The website that sells these pistols, CanadaAmmo.com, lists these as the police model. Good service from them. I ordered it and I got it in quite a good amount of time after the I have to do the mandatory government paperwork up here, registration and so forth, but I got this in really good time. As I mentioned, the slide stop and the safety catch and so forth appear to be investment castings. This is the extended type of slide release. You can see it comes back further. It's also got a wider shelf on it for your thumb. It's quite easy to actuate, quite easy to reach without shifting your grip. The safety catch likewise is extended, and it also comes out from the pistol further, and no real sharp edges on this one. It's pretty good. Very easy to engage and disengage, and that safety catch is also ambidextrous, so if you want to shoot with a left hand, if you're left-handed, or if you're just doing some work left-handed, if you're right-handed like I am, you've got a safety catch there which is easy to manipulate. And this one goes off and on very positively. No issues there. The hammer is a skeletonized type hammer. Kind of a nice touch. We've got a beaver tail grip safety, and the grip safety is also relieved for the hammer, so when the hammer comes back it nests down into the grip safety. Kind of a nice touch. We've got a speed bump on the grip safety, so the positive disengagement of the grip safety when you grip the pistol. The mainspring housing in this case is it's also steel, it's checkered, and it's the 1911 flat type, which I prefer over the arched 1911A1 type. Interestingly enough, the website that had these pistols for sale showed this to be the arched one, which is what I expected to get, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that it was this flat one. The grips are a hard rubber, almost like a Pachmayr type grip panel. Not a bad grip panel, fairly grippy, much nicer than the ugly brown plastic that Norinco used to put on these. The front of the frame is smooth. One disadvantage of them shipping it with a cleaning rod, the cleaning rod in the case gave the pistol a bit of a scratch. The magazine well is not beveled. You can see it's flat, so there's no, if you wanted to bevel that, you could have a gunsmith do that, or add a magazine well on. Get the serial numbers underneath this piece of tape here on the front of the dust cover. The trigger is the extended or long type trigger, which to me I prefer. It puts the trigger right at the pad of my finger, which I like. It's kind of got 3 holes drilled through it there just to dress it up. It's not an adjustable type trigger, and you can see the face of the trigger is grooved as well, so it's kind of a nice setup for a cheap price. One thing I'm not that keen on is the magazine catch. It's got this big button on it. Now it does work quite well, there's no doubt about that, but it's quite easy to reach because it's so large and it does the job, but I'm just not all that enthused about the appearance of that. It sticks out pretty far, but if you don't like that magazine button, you can just unscrew it. It's basically screwed into a standard magazine button which has had a hole drilled and tapped. You can see how I've had it off, so it's not screwed on real tight. But underneath that is a standard magazine catch. In fact, it's even checkered underneath that, and it's got a hole in the center to screw this button into. So if you don't like that, you can take it off. It's pretty easy to get rid of that way. The pistol also comes with a full-length guide rod, you can see here, which is a feature that some people like. I think it's neither here nor there. It's, not a bad feature, it's not necessary, but there it is. The barrel is hard chrome plated inside and out, and that's nice for maintenance purposes. If for some weird reason you came across some really old corrosive 45 ACP ammo, you could shoot that without worrying about your barrel. But there's supposed to be a pretty rugged and long-lasting barrel with that hard chrome plating. The pistol seems to be fitted reasonably tightly. You can give it a shake and it's, you know, not real rattly. I mean, there's a little bit of play in the slide, but that's kind of par for the course for a 1911. So just give you a little bit of a view of the sight picture here. Get something to contrast against. And you can see that that's a 3-dot type sight. So altogether a fairly reasonable sight picture. Alright, well, perhaps we'll take the pistol down just to show you the internals. So, okay, we'll do a quick takedown here just to make sure that we can give you a better look at the internals. You can see that the barrel bushing has got a hole in the center of it there because, of course, it's got the full-length guide rod. And that makes it a little harder to push this thing in without, because it's fairly sharp at the front. Now, it can be done with your thumb, but I prefer to use a tool to kind of help me with that. I'm just using the end of an old cleaner brush here. So we'll push the bushing in. It's always one of these fun things to do around a camera. And there we go. So there's there's how that looks. It's got a hole in the center, as I said, because of the full-length guide rod. You can pull the spring right out. And then we'll take the barrel bushing off. Okay, now we'll just line the slide stop up, pull that out. So there's the full-length guide rod. You can see how that's set up. And look at the barrel here. So the barrels on these, like I mentioned, are hard chromed, and it gives them kind of an interesting look. They almost have an aluminum look to them, but believe me, they are steel, and they do have a hard chrome finish. Seems like a pretty decently fitted barrel. Got our barrel link here, which appears to be induction hardened. It's got that kind of a case colored look to it, which I would assume is induction hardening. And a few digits of the serial number on the bottom of it. I'll look at the interior of the slide. You can see that there's no firing pin safety on that. It's the original style. So that's kind of nice. You don't have that firing pin safety to interfere with the trigger pull. And let's have a closer look at it here. You can see there's a few machining marks on it, but then again, it's a $350 handgun, brand new. I'll have a look at the frame. Yeah, let's see, the barrel bushing. So that's basically, that gives you a quick idea of the fit and finish, which to me, for the money, is more than sufficient. Of course, it's not going to be as nice as a $800 or $1,000 or $1,200 1911, but for the bucks, pretty good deal. So anyway, we'll put this back together again. Well, I guess that will do it for my tabletop review of my new 1911 Norinco Police. The next thing to do is to take it out to the range and put a few rounds through it to see how well it works and how accurate it is. So I've got some factory 230 grain full metal jacket federal ball to try out, so that'll be next on my list of things to do. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.